Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Arlie, and in today's video we're going to be creating an inspiration board. The reason why I want to do this is because you can see here from my cork board, it's a little bit overwhelming right now. It's got an absolute ton of stuff going on, and I want to create one smaller size board that's a little more focused with what I would like to see in my work coming up in the next couple of months. Now, the inspiration for this is this little flyer here, which I got from my paint store. It's got a little pocket there you can see at the bottom, and I'm often putting and taking out little pieces of paper there, things that little doodles that have inspired me, or just little mini paintings that I've done. And so I want to create a smaller size board around that size, a little bigger, with a couple of pockets so that I'm able to put everything away. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the materials that I'm going to be working with here to make this is just cardboard. And all this is this was actually a mailing envelope, and I took the front off of it because I needed it to use as a backing board for shipping a print. So I have the back here, and I've decided that I'm going to work on the brown side because the brown is kind of a nice neutral color, and if I want to apply paint to it, I can. If not, whatever. I'm not looking for this to be any type of a work of art. I just want to have fun with this. This is just a great activity, really, to get some creativity going. You know, I completed a couple paintings yesterday, so I'm feeling not in the mood to make a painting. So something like this is just a fun activity for me to get some more creative juices going. Okay, so in my sample pocket inspiration board that you saw, it did have a pocket on it, and I want this one to have two pockets, so one at this side and one coming over here. And you noticed in the one that I showed you, like, it wasn't exactly a pocket. It wasn't completely you know, like folded over like this, where you would have the pocket and stick your thing in. It was going on an angle like that, which kind of makes it easier to see if you have smaller things. Like, I tend to have a lot of little mini paintings sticking out of the pocket, and so that way I'll be able to do that. So I found some scrap cardboard. This was just like a coffee thing. And so I'm going to use that. I have two of it. I cut the box in half so that way I can make two that'll be the same size. And so that's what I'm going to get going with. I'm going to cut out the shapes, and then I'm going to use hot glue to attach it to this piece that I have here. I've got the squares cut out, so I'm going to be sketching out the shape that I want for my pockets. Now, don't worry about it if it's not super perfect. You know, just make it how you think it would be okay. If you want to have a higher pocket, then don't make that part at the bottom as low as I did on mine. So you can see that my pocket is fairly shallow, but I really do want it to be that way so that the things that I stick in there are going to be more visible to me than if I had a higher pocket. I'm just getting rid of my eraser marks, and then I'm going to be all set to glue them. Okay, so I did apply hot glue there. I lost the footage for that part, so that's why you can't see it. Now, of course, in typical fashion, I decide that I don't want to have the brown background anymore, and so I go ahead and I paint this in a light blue. I decided to paint the whole thing. And I was careful when I was painting this part because I didn't want to paint the pockets closed. Now, jumping ahead here, When I'm thinking about what I want to go on my inspiration board, I have one thing, of course, I think about is colors. What sort of colors am I going to be looking for, maybe using a lot in my project? So earlier, a couple days ago, I had done a limited palette in my sketchbook there, and so the colors there are ultramarine blue, yellow ochre, cad red medium, and Mars black. And from there, I just made a bunch of different mixes, and I was just playing around and having a good time. And I really like that palette. I use it quite a bit. And I love sort of these colors that I have there. And so I was thinking that, I would like to see these colors on my board. And I remembered that I have a lot of old paint chips. I mean, a lot. This is from a collection going back probably like 15 years. So I've amassed quite a bit. And so I thought, rather than, taking this page out of my sketchbook or trying to recreate it on a smaller scale, I would go ahead and get some paint chips, and I would, do some cutting and see what I could create on my board. I did realize after a certain time that I needed to cut these things down because they were just going to be way too big if I stuck them on as they were. Especially the squares there at the top. I actually ended up not putting any of those on just because of the size issue. Now, something else to go on the board is things that I've got in my little collection here. All these little paintings that are on scrap paper, also collage paper. So here I've got a little baggie. This is my great organizing system, is baggies. And so I have a variety of different things. There's like old book pages, like for collaging. That is painted tissue paper in that pack. There's some more patterns there. That one has got doodles and fabric pieces in it. So you can really go crazy with what you are going to put on your board. I mean, there's no limits to it except your imagination. You might not be a painter at all and you're doing this exercise. Maybe you work more with fabric, maybe you do cross stitch or needlepoint. Then you would have totally different things that you're wanting to put on your board. And so, just go crazy, use your imagination, have fun with this, see what you would like to put on there. If you don't have a bunch of collage things or these sort of little paintings, then of course there are photographs. Have a look at your phone and see the sorts of things that you've been engaged in lately. See what kinds of things you've been taking photos of, and then you could either print those if you wanted to, or you could also do it digitally, like on Pinterest if you wanted to make a board there. So you can see here, I'm just going with what is appealing to me. I like these images that I've picked out, and that's what I'm going to go with. And it's a matter of sort of picking, choosing, say what feels, like what do you feel drawn to at the moment? There's a ton of stuff there. Some stuff is appealing to me, some stuff isn't. So go with what your gut is telling you right now. Of course, another place to look is magazines and old books. I did have some pictures picked out from magazines, but I didn't use them, so I didn't include the footage. I'm going here into looking at some of my sketchbooks. Well, these are really experimental sketchbooks from the past couple years, and getting ideas from there. And I'm going to jot them down just so I have a focused. My intent was to have this focused list and then to actually glue this onto the board, but you'll see later what happens with that. So here, I like the collage page or piece in there, and so I wrote down collage. And another one that I bookmarked here was this particular spread here. I love the tree that I'd drawn in and the sort of botanical plant there. I'm showing you that this little palette I had of some of my favorite art supplies lately has some colors that are related there. And so I'm going to write down here that I like the botanical aspect of this page. And so this is something else that you can do. You can look through maybe some of your past work, your other sketchbooks, or if you work in a different medium or you're a crafter, what kinds of things you like in the stuff you've done. You could also look at other images, maybe like on Pinterest or something like that, and see what appeals to you in the images. Like, why did you pin them? Why did you bookmark them? In this piece, this is an unfinished page, and this is my most recent page in my experimental book. And I was really liking the sort of like modern, bold look of the leaves, the leaf plant thingy on the left, and the way that it was juxtaposed with the soft paint and the sort of primitive house that I had painted there. And so here I'm putting modern contrasted with soft and primitive. Now moving into the magazine images, these were ones that I had picked out of the magazine that appealed to me. I love that softness there, how it gets hazy in that flower image, but ultimately I didn't include them because they were just too big and I couldn't really figure out how to work it in. This piece that I'm working on, it measures about 9 by 12 inches, so it's not huge. And you'll see here that I end up having to do quite a bit of editing to make this work out. And this is really such a fun part of this. I had so much fun just rearranging the stuff, seeing what was going to go where, what appealed to me, how could I make it work. That thing right there, I had previously done that, and unfortunately I lost the footage for it. It turned out being some of my favorite art supplies, and so it was just a little too big, and you'll see that I end up doing it on a smaller scale. So just have fun with this when you're doing it. Don't feel like, if at some point you're feeling like this does not look good, just keep going with it, because this is supposed to be fun. And I really found that once I got into this, I was just enjoying thinking about using the colors, for example, and it was inspiring me to actually get going on another painting just because it looked like there were so many different fun things going on this board that I was making. Okay, so I'm going in with the hot glue for the heavier items. Like the paint chips are a heavier sort of a paper, so I felt like the glue stick wouldn't really work with it very well. And what I would suggest you do is before you start gluing things down, take a photo of your board with your phone, because you will want to have a note of where everything is, so you know where in which order to glue the things. I wanted to, glue the very heavy things down with the glue gun. So all that stuff needed to be done first. And a lot of these things were underneath the lighter papers. So I had to try to keep track of that. I was taping this with my phone, and so I didn't have that reference image. So I had to keep a mental note of where things were going and try my best to get everything back in the order that I had. I don't think I did it perfectly, but again, I didn't stress out about it because this is supposed to be fun. So I'm using the glue stick on the lighter papers there. You can also use something like Mod Podge or matte medium, something like that. Anything really, even white glue works perfectly fine. The great thing about this is it just felt like being a kid again, having fun getting out the scissors and the glue. I really enjoyed myself doing this, and this would be a great idea to do with a child. Just have them do this with things that they love. So I wanted to make sort of a header for this board. I felt like it could use I guess like a header or a top piece to it, and I didn't want it to go across the entire board because I was going to pin it onto my cork board from the sides of the upper sides. I'm gluing that top thing onto the back of the board, and so I didn't think it would necessarily be strong enough to stick the pins into that part of it. So that's why I made it not go the whole way across. So here I am just tidying this up, rounding off the corners on it before I'm thinking about attaching it. I'm going to use hot glue for that as well. And when you do that, you will want to put a very thin line of it across the lowest part. Going and looking back on this now, I probably would have made this thing just a little bit taller just because the glue was pretty small. I had to keep that line really small so I had enough space left on the header. So I put a couple coats of this dark blue paint on it. And now I am getting to the fun part of gluing it. Of course, when you're using the glue gun, be careful because it is super hot. Don't let a young kid use it. I have not used the glue gun this much in such a long time, so my glue gun skills were a little bit on the rusty side. Make sure you hold these things down hard when you are doing it so that it will stick to it well. Now I decided I wanted to name my board, and so I am using a brush marker here. This is just a very cheap brush marker, nothing amazing, and I'm calling my board Summer Haze. I'm calling it that because some of the images reminded me of like when summer is the heat of summer and you get the shimmer and things seem sort of hazy sometimes in the morning. So I decided that I would go with that. It is summer right now here where I am, and so of course that has a big impact on how I chose my palette and the things that I'm interested in. So I did a little decorating there, and I'm going in and just finishing the top up with a little decorating. Of course, this is totally unnecessary, but I was really getting into it, so I just decided to add a little bit more decoration to it. And here is the final result. I've got it up on my board. It looks neat. I've got my extra little doodles and paintings in the pocket, and I really had a great time doing this. I would encourage you to do this. It's a lot of fun. Just play with it and have a good time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.